What would you do with a cool $1 million? What about $1 billion? Buy a private jet? A yacht? Supercars? Buy everything Gucci and Gabbana? You can do a lot, right? And perhaps even buy a private island like Cristiano Ronaldo. But, well, not everyone who makes it onto the Forbes wealthy list lives an extravagant lifestyle. There are billionaires and millionaires who, while having the money and capability to buy anything on earth, they choose to live like the ordinary Joe. So who are we talking about? Why would anyone choose such a life with all that money? Without further ado, let's get started. Number 5. Warren Buffett. We all want to get as much money like Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett is the chief executive officer of Berkshire Hathaway and the Oracle of Omaha. However, the American business magnate is more than just a billionaire. Although he has a net worth of more than $108 billion, the fifth wealthiest man in the world chooses to live a modest lifestyle to devote more of his resources to charitable giving. In 1958, he paid $31,500 for a home in Omaha, Nebraska, which is equivalent to approximately $285,000 in today's value. To this day, he continues to live in the same house. If Buffett had to purchase a mansion of 6,570 square feet today, he would have spent close to $43 per square foot for the property. However, as of this time, the tax assessor's office in Douglas, Nebraska lists the worth of his home at $161 per square foot. Even though Buffett now uses an iPhone, it is highly unlikely that he'll shell out money to update to the most recent model. During an appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box in February of 2020, the billionaire stated that Apple CEO Tim Cook had given him many iPhones as personal gifts, but he preferred his old phone. After carrying his Nokia flip phone for such a long period, he said that he no longer had any use for it, and he switched to the most recent model of the iPhone, an iPhone 11 at the time of the interview. Buffett suggests delaying the purchase of new technology until it's necessary, even though it is tempting to always upgrade to the most recent version available. Number 4. Chuck Feeney. Chuck Feeney, the founder of Duty Free Shoppers and a former billionaire, has finally given away almost every penny of his fortune to charitable causes. He has a few million left in his name, but it doesn't bother him. He was a philanthropist credited with popularizing the idea of giving while living, which refers to investing most of one's wealth in a large-scale charitable endeavor during one's lifetime, rather than leaving money to a foundation after one's death. He did this to make a greater impact on the world, and since you can't take it with you, you might as well give it all away. Around the course of the past 4 decades, Feeney's foundation, the Atlantic Philanthropies, has donated more than $8 billion to charitable institutions worldwide. These institutions include hospitals, schools, and other nonprofit organizations. In 2012, he mentioned that he intended to retire with around $2 million in savings. And that was right. He has given away more than 100 times his current worth. In addition to everything else, he managed to pull off without anyone being aware of his identity. In contrast to the practice of many wealthy donors who pay armies of publicists to make their contributions known, Feeney went to great lengths to keep the nature of his charitable contributions a secret. Because of his stealthy, multinational fundraising activities, Forbes magazine gave him the nickname the James Bond of philanthropy. He made his fortune selling high-end products to people. And although he has not been actively involved with his foundation for some time, his influence can still be seen and felt worldwide in the fields such as medicine, education, and social activism. But where did his $8 billion go? Feeney made charitable contributions of over $6.7 billion, with around $1 billion going to Cornell University, which he attended with the assistance of the GI Bill. More than $870 million was donated to causes related to human rights and social development. Number 3. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is the creator of Facebook and one of the wealthiest people in the world, but is also one of the most frugal billionaires. Despite having immense riches, Zuckerberg lives quite an ordinary life. As well, he drives a very ordinary car. Most famous individuals and billionaires drive automobiles with price tags higher than the typical American house. For instance, David Beckham, a famous soccer star, has been seen driving a Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead, which has an estimated tag of $407,000. But in Mark Zuckerberg's case, he drives a stealthy black Acura TCX for his everyday commute. You can purchase this auto for a fair $30,000. Now that he drives an Acura rather than a Rolls-Royce or a Maybach, he spends less on gas, maintenance, and insurance fees than he would if he owned one of those luxury vehicles. Considering not only the price at which an automobile can be purchased, but also the amount that must be paid annually for its upkeep. When he and his wife were about to be parents for the first time, it made sense to celebrate the occasion with a spectacular bash for a billionaire. However, from the pictures taken, it looked like the baby shower captured in the picture wasn't too challenging to put together. Tamales were served at a table that had been arranged using paper plates, a paper tablecloth, and paper decorations where the Zuckerbergs ate their meal. Because he consistently wears the same thing, this young billionaire is quite difficult to overlook. His standard attire consists of a gray t-shirt, blue pants, and a hoodie. It is possible that he spends less than $750 on his entire wardrobe, and the expense of maintaining and updating that is less than $200 annually. When one considers that the typical family in the United States spends approximately $1,700 per year on clothes, one realizes that Zuckerberg's objective to save money is on the right path. Most of us would never agree to dress the same way every day. Even if you don't find Mark Zuckerberg's approach to business or his style appealing, important lessons may be taken away from his modest lifestyle. Number 2. Carlos Slim. Carlos Slim is one of the wealthiest people in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $92 billion. Despite his immense wealth, Slim leads a surprisingly normal lifestyle. He has a reputation for living modestly, and his actions back up his reputation. Slim chooses to live in a relatively modest home, and despite his immense wealth, Slim has chosen to reside in the same Mexico City home for over 40 years. The house is large but unassuming, and it's a far cry from the sprawling mansions often associated with the ultra-rich. Slim also lives an ordinary life by driving a simpler car. Unlike many wealthy individuals who opt for luxury cars, Slim prefers to drive a modest sedan. The car is reliable, efficient, and serves its purpose well. It is also worth noting that Slim does not have an extensive collection of cars, which is another indication of his modest lifestyle. Slim is also known for his frugality when it comes to his personal expenses. He is a man of simple tastes, and he is not one to waste money on frivolous items. He is known to wear simple clothes, eats modest meals, and live a simple life. It is also worth mentioning that Slim is deeply committed to giving back to his community. He is a philanthropist who has given away billions of dollars to support causes, including education and healthcare. By living a simple life and giving generously to those in need, Slim sets an example for others and shows that wealth does not have to equate a lavish lifestyle. Number 1. Jim Walton. Jim Walton is a billionaire and a member of the Walton family, known for owning the largest retailer in the world, Walmart. Despite his immense wealth, Jim Walton leads a surprisingly ordinary lifestyle. He is known for his modest and low-key approach to life, and his lifestyle reflects his reputation. Like Warren Buffett and Carlos Slim, Jim Walton lives like an ordinary Joe by residing in a modest home. Even though his estimated fortune is $61 billion, would enable him to live lavishly in any major city in the world, he decided to keep his home in the tranquil community of Bentonville, Arkansas, and he opted for a simple and unassuming home. Jim Walton also drives a simple car, a Dodge Dakota. He is not one to flaunt his wealth through flashy or luxury vehicles, but instead opts for a reliable and practical car. This simple car is a testament to his frugality and the commitment of living a modest life. Jim Walton is also known for a few expenses. He is a man of simple taste and does not waste money on unnecessary items like luxury clothing or accessories. Jim Walton is deeply committed to philanthropic activities and leading a low-key lifestyle. He is a kind benefactor who has contributed millions to the growth of society in several fields, such as medicine. Jim Walton demonstrates daily that having a lot of money does not necessarily equate to leading an extravagant lifestyle by living frugally and giving generously to those in need. Aren't they such an inspiration to our lives? Anyway, which among them inspired you the most to live a simple life and why? That's all from the video. See you in the next one.